The UK is out of control. I mean, seriously, if you live in Great Britain, I would strongly suggest packing your bags and buying the next plane ticket out of the country. Its government has gotten so wacky with how much it interferes with the lives of its citizens that it kind of feels like we're entering a dystopian society. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the malicious Online Safety Act that they brought into effect, claiming it was all for protecting the children. You might be thinking, Gray J, if the government claims for people's protection, then what's so bad about the legislation? I mean, it's not like the government has wronged anyone before or had ulterior motives with anything they've ever brought into the law. Okay, so let me provide you with some context. In 2023, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak introduced the Online Safety Act. Now, this act forces British citizens to use certain identification as a tool to access different sites or applications. Once Keir Starmer, the current Prime Minister, came into office, he decided it was a good idea to keep it around and put it into full effect as of only a week ago, altering sites like Twitter, Discord, YouTube, Spotify, and even Wikipedia, all of which I'll get to later because that's kind of crazy. Now, according to the act itself, it was created to control illegal content and activity, as well as activity that was deemed harmful to children. And if you look at this law just at its base, you'd probably think, wow, this is such a great idea. The internet is getting out of hand. Pornography is everywhere, Twitter is filled with nudity, and typing in 3 letters in Reddit will pop up an NSFW page at the bottom. I'm happy that there's finally some policy to keep the internet safe. But if you take a deeper look, you start to understand just how nightmarish this actually is for everyone involved. Now, you might be wondering, how does the Online Safety Act actually enforce an age requirement? I mean, what identification do they gather to confirm you are who you say you are? According to British internet users, on July 25th, when the act came into effect, they started noticing pop-ups when they visited sites demanding verifications through scanning IDs, entering credit card information, or even taking selfies so AI can estimate their age. It's crazy. I shouldn't even have to tell you how much of a problem this is. I don't care who you are or where you are on the political spectrum, being forced to give the government any of this information is diabolical. This is essentially a way for the government to keep tabs on you online and offline. The government does not want to protect its citizens, it wants to control them through mass surveillance. It's a privacy breach to the highest order. Giving the government your IDs or biometric data is essentially giving a stranger a camera and allowing them to monitor your every move. It's ridiculous. And another thing, how will the AI estimate age with accuracy? There are some people that simply look younger than they are. And on the flip side, there are a lot of people that look a lot older. I've seen 14-year-olds with more facial hair than me. Does that make them able to pass AI checker and view lewd content? Now, the craziest part of this whole thing is which apps are being affected. Like I mentioned earlier, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, Spotify, Wikipedia, even Reddit. And outside of Twitter, which sure has its fair share of chaos, why are any of these other platforms being lumped into a government crackdown? What exactly is the existential threat posed by people watching YouTube tutorials, reading Wikipedia articles, or listening to a podcast on Spotify? YouTube even has its own YouTube Kids site. So what's the purpose of that if you're just gonna impose restrictions on the main site as well? Reddit is mostly people arguing over niche hobbies, sharing memes, or giving advice. And Discord is basically a glorified group chat. And sure, like anything, it can be misused, but the idea that these are the danger zones needing biometric surveillance is actually laughable. You know, they should probably go after Roblox next. Honestly, Dress to Impress is getting a little too risque for all the children. It all feels like a solution in search of a problem. Is someone really going to commit a crime through, I don't know, Wikipedia edits? Out of all of these sites, however, Spotify and Reddit being affected are the two most interesting to me. I'll start with Spotify. Now, Spotify recently stated that if users in the UK fail the verification, Spotify is liable to delete their account from its platform. And it doesn't matter if you have the premium subscription, student subscription, family, anything. They will just point blank delete it. This is absolutely sickening. And the craziest part is Spotify doesn't even showcase hardcore porn or terrorism by any kind. Instead, what the service considers 18+ content is heavy metal and rap songs that have swear words. So essentially, if you have any songs in your playlist that sport a parental advisory sticker on the cover, be aware that you might get hit with a verification check. Now, this is madness, and that is just for Spotify. For Reddit, the act goes even past blocking porn and terroristic material, but even goes as far as censoring political controversies as well. Certain subreddits, such as r/Ukraine war footage, now need verification to access. Even the stop smoking, stop drinking, and sexual assault subreddits are being blocked by the act. And these are all tools to help people get through their struggles and are valued as important resources for such. There is no way that Keir Starmer and his guys in parliament can look at all of this and still consider this Online Safety Act to represent the best interests of his people. It is clear that the Brits are turning against him. So when reporters addressed him about the topic, his words were, "We don't believe in censoring speech, but of course we do need to deal with terrorism. We need to deal with pedophiles and issues like that." So take note, everyone, if you're against handing over your information to the government, you're on the same side with terrorists and pedophiles. Where have I seen this before? It's obvious what Starmer's plan is. Nobody wants to be associated with pedophilic and terroristic groups, so they are more likely to conform to this act and be accused of supporting them. But let's just say in a hypothetical world, Starmer was right, and by enforcing the Online Safety Act, the internet was to become a healthier place for children. What are the potential drawbacks? For starters, censoring the internet probably won't prevent harm for children and may in fact intensify it. There's no doubt that pornography is bad for kids and can have a large negative effect on their development. But especially in today's society, there is no type of law that will prevent teenagers from being interested in sex and finding sexual material online. By banning it outright from them, it's going to lead to more danger because they will end up just finding back alley sites that showcase worse and more extreme content. Look, people are always going to find a way to get what they want, so you might as well just let it be from a reputable source rather than a sketchy one. Also, what if your information that you submit for verification gets hacked? If there's a data breach within the company you give your information to, that leaves your credit card information, identification, and all other information to get outed on a large scale. This can lead to excessive blackmail on all fronts. If your porn use is tied to your actual name and other data, or if there are interests you like to engage in on certain platforms, hackers could grab all of this information and threaten to ruin your life with it. And if you don't believe me, it's already happened on the T-App, an app where women get together and share confidential information about the men that are in their area. Now, this app got hacked, and because T forced its users to prove that they were women, over 13,000 verification photos and images of government IDs got leaked. So with the massive downside this act brings, what are the citizens of Great Britain doing about it? Interestingly enough, almost 500,000 people have signed a parliamentary petition to repeal the Online Safety Act. But even with this staggering number, Starmer still doubled down on the act and said that there is, quote, no plans to repeal the Online Safety Act, and is working closely with Ofcom to implement the act as quickly and effectively as possible. So if you live in Britain, then what should you do about this? Just wait until the verification storm hits you too? Now, if you're smart, you download a virtual private network or VPN to combat this legislation and freely enjoy your services. But of course, this could be very temporary as the government is considering banning them too. Now, the irony in all of this is that Starmer intends to lower the voting age of UK citizens to 16 years old. It's comical to think that the same guy who's giving teenagers a voice in the government is barring them from viewing political material or listening to music that has a few curse words in it. But even after saying all of that, some meatheads are gonna sit there and say, "Hey jackass, I live in the US, why should I care? I'm not gonna be affected by this." Buddy, if the government of the United Kingdom can pull this shit out of their ass, what do you think every other government is going to try and do to get more control out of its people? There's already signs of this happening in other countries. Australia has already banned social media for people under 16, and Norway, following in Australia's footsteps, has done the same with people under 15. And if you're still thinking it's just a couple of countries, no harm done, Denmark has been pushing for the entire European Union to ban kids from online platforms. It's very likely that some form of governmental control is going to cross over to US borders as well. And if you don't believe me, here's a bill that was literally proposed in the US as of May of 2025 regarding social media censorship. Sooner or later, everyone is going to be forced to access online platforms through government-mandated verification tools. No matter where you are, having the government in control of all of your data leads to nothing good. I strongly believe that the best way to achieve a healthy online culture for all is for parents to be active in their child's lives and educate them on the dangers of the web. They should be the ones monitoring their kids' behavior, not the government. If you like this video, please drop a like and subscribe if you are new. Leave a comment down below and show me your opinion on the Online Safety Act. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.